Hello and happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to our Wellness Week. Those of you may be seeing this on my stories. But I am so excited to have day 5 of our Wellness Week and share with you 5 ingredients that you can swap out right now to improve your overall wellness today. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Shay Stanford. I am a 52-year-old mom of 3 and wife. I did pharmaceutical sales for 10 years, and after realizing that pharma was all about keeping us sick, I left and became a certified holistic health coach through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And then my motto became, how do I get people off the antidepressants and the diabetic drugs that I used to sell through natural food choices and remedies? So I'm going to share with you these 5 ingredients today. And when you take these 5 ingredients, when you read the labels and don't buy things with these ingredients on it, you are going to have more energy. You're going to feel more satiated. You're going to have less cravings, I promise. You're going to have more focus. You're going to have a better immune system. You're going to feel stronger, and you're going to have less inflammation, and you're going to have more weight loss. So let's get started on what these 5 ingredients are and why they're so important to get out of your diet. So the first one, artificial flavors. So artificial flavors, the funny thing with flavors is oftentimes we don't even know what a real flavor tastes like, especially our kids. So all of these, always have your kids in mind as well. So artificial flavors, you think a strawberry tastes like something that actually probably came out of a lab in a little glass beaker, not a real strawberry. And that's really a problem when it comes to just the enjoyment of real whole foods, because oftentimes when I've got clients that switch from eating a lot of processed boxed foods with a lot of artificial flavors, and they move over to natural foods, what's the one thing everybody says? Oh, it's so bland. It has no flavor. That's because your taste buds have been tricked into thinking it knows what food actually tastes like. The good news is that when you eliminate those artificial flavors, your taste buds will become retrained to what real food tastes like. And I promise you, as the more real whole food you eat, the better real food tastes. And even fruit tastes like candy. I promise. So really, here's what it means for your health. So artificial flavors are absolutely linked to attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity, headaches, migraines, skin conditions like eczema, rashes, rosacea, inflammation, and asthma. So think about that for a second. How many artificial flavors are in so many everyday foods that you eat or your kids eat that's inducing, maybe they have ADHD, but then they're eating things with artificial flavors that's going to even stimulate that even more. And then we put them on medications in hopes to reduce that, but yet we're still giving them the artificial flavors. So, and then with migraines and brain fog and just really not feeling really well overall. So buying things that don't have the artificial flavors will make such a big difference on your health. Number 2, artificial colors. The theme here, well, the next one's going to be artificial too. So the theme here is just artificial, right? Get rid of the fake stuff. But here's the problem with artificial colors. So at least flavors give your taste buds something to enjoy, right? Back to the artificial flavors. Also, artificial flavors are designed intentionally to have your taste buds like go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I need more of that, to hyperstimulate your taste buds. So that's another, they're strategically designed like that. And that's why they're put in food, because it makes it more like that's what you want to crave, right? So back to the artificial colors. These are just stimulating to look at. So know this, that most artificial colors are banned in the rest of the world. So we lived in England for 3 months, and my son attended school over there. This was about 10 years ago. There's hardly any cases of ADHD in Europe. Very, very few. But their food supply is very different. These ingredients are banned in most European countries, in most foods. Definitely Japan, where my daughter lives. These are all banned. But they are allowed over here. But here's the problem. So the most common artificial colors you're going to see: blue 1, blue 2, red 3, and yellow 6. There's many more than that, but those are the most common. Where are you going to find those? Sports drinks, Kraft macaroni and cheese, fruit snacks, gummy vitamins, pretty much all candies that have color, cereals, just to name a few, is where you're going to find these artificial colors, chemicals hidden. What are these linked to? Tell me if this sounds familiar. Hyperactivity, ADHD. Now, you think someone's eating sugar, especially a kid, they're eating sugar, they're eating candy. Not only are they getting the sugar rush, but then they're also getting the artificial color and the artificial flavors, and your kids are bouncing off the freaking walls. And you think, oh my gosh, my kid can't focus. They can't focus in school. What did they have for breakfast? Were there artificial colors and artificial flavors in their breakfast? So on and so forth. So it's just really interesting. It's not so much what you want to add to, it's about what you want to subtract and take away, right? Everything you've heard about Wellness Week is about subtracting and taking away the things that don't serve our body in a way of health and wellness, right? So these are also linked to, in animal studies, there aren't any human studies, but in animal studies, artificial colors are also linked to increases of cancer. So just get rid of the artificial colors. Don't buy things that have the artificial colors in them. Okay, this next one is a really big one and is especially going to relate to a lot of you adults. Artificial sweeteners. We're not cheating anything by drinking something with 0 calories at all. That's 0 calories that comes at a cost. So that means a lot of diet products. It may say no calorie. That means it's compounded in a lab. It may say no sugar added because it's all toxic chemical added. So some examples of artificial sweeteners are going to be NutraSweet. Oh, hang on. Somebody's calling me. Okay. NutraSweet, Equal, aspartame, Splenda, sucralose. The most common ones you're probably going to see now are Splenda and sucralose, and that's the ones I really want to touch on because I did a really deep dive into this back when I was getting my holistic nutrition certification. So the irony with Splenda, sucralose, is it was originally designed as an insecticide in a lab, and it somehow got in the guy's mouth on his fingers, and it was really sweet, and he was like, holy crap, this is so sweet. Brought it to the higher ups, and they thought, there's a lot of money in artificial sweeteners, more than in insecticides, so let's change this and market it as an artificial sweetener. Fast forward several years, McNeil, who is owned by Johnson & Johnson, buys it, puts it in a yellow package, and sells it as Splenda. 600 times sweeter than sugar. Okay, here's the problem. How do insecticides work? They work on the nervous system, right? I think the little bugs, they jig around and they flip over. Right? I have had clients that did so much Splenda that they ended up having nervous system issues. And when I share this story with them and they get off of the Splenda, their nervous system slowly starts to heal. That is one issue just with Splenda and sucralose. But here's the overall issues with all artificial sweeteners that you may not know, which is why, and I'm going to give you alternatives. Artificial sweeteners severely disrupt your gut's microbiome. Your microbiome is related to your weight, your metabolism, your mental health, because it's where your serotonin and dopamine are made, your immune system, your digestion, everything is related to your gut. So artificial sweeteners is like pouring poison on your microbiome. It's like having a garden outside that's flourishing and then taking poison and pouring it all over your garden and it not thriving. That's your gut. That's what artificial sweeteners do to your microbiome. Also affects your hormones. It stimulates your appetite. What? I'm trying to lose weight. I'm taking 0 calories and it's stimulating my appetite. Yes, because it's not real sugar. So it doesn't satisfy your biological cravings that your body has for sugar. It's a chemical compound. Your body looks at it. It's like, what is this? So it actually stimulates your appetite. It also increases your carb cravings. Carb cravings, as we know, it's glucose, sugar. It's going to increase your sugar cravings because, back to point number 2, it's not satisfying your sugar, your biological sugar cravings. Okay, how about this one? It stimulates fat storage and weight gain because it interferes with your natural metabolism. So here you're taking artificial sweeteners thinking you're cutting the system by having less calories, but meanwhile this chemical compound that's made in a lab, and if it's sucralose or Splenda, also an insect, originally like one molecule away from an insecticide, is actually interfering with your metabolism. It also spikes your insulin. Now, this whole group, we talk about hormone health. Insulin is a hormone. Why does it affect your insulin? Here we go. This is why. When you take in real sugar, your body recognizes it. Oh, this is super sweet. Tells the pancreas, pump out insulin to deliver that sugar, that glucose to your cells. However, when you're taking an artificial sweetener, now this is 600 times sweeter than sugar. What's your body saying? Whoa, we have massive, massive sugar. Pump out the insulin. We've got to deliver all of this sugar to the cells. But there's no sugar. There's nothing to deliver to the cells. So you have all this excess insulin running through your body without anything to deliver, with no job to do. So you have insulin, it puts so much more work on your insulin. And as you know, hyperinsulinemia is not a state that you want to be in. Artificial sweeteners are also linked to cancer. And cancer, just in 2 simple terms, cancer is typically a mixture of 2 things: a lower immune system and a higher toxic load in your body. When you have a high toxic load and a high immune system, the immune system can kind of fight that. But when you have a low immune system and high toxic load, then that's when cancer cells can start to mutate. So remember, back to point number 1, it destroys your microbiome. That's your immune system. So artificial sweeteners are one of those things, guys. Just have real sugar. Buy real sugar in the raw. It's 16 freaking calories. Have the real sugar if you really want to have sugar. And the irony is the FDA says all this is safe. It's all safe. It's fine. We'll see. Okay. So, alternatives. Stevia. I'm a proponent for stevia, but not all stevia. It's not all created equal. You want stevia that's either the brown or the green, the natural stevia, not the white processed stevia. Stevia is literally, you could go to Home Depot and buy a stevia plant. It's a plant. Pop the leaf off, eat it. It's sweet. It's just a raw natural plant. Honey is a great alternative. And just like I said before, real sugar. I tell you, the more sugar you eat, the more you're going to want it. So you're better off just trying to cut sugar out altogether. And definitely get rid of these artificial sweeteners. They're not doing you any good. All that fake stuff, the fake colors, the fake flavors, the fake sweeteners aren't helping your wellness. Okay, number 4. Hey, Hillary. Okay, number 4, high fructose corn syrup. Okay, people are going to say, oh, but it's natural. It's made from corn. Okay, let me tell you a little story. Y'all have heard, not only is most corn in the United States GMO. Yes, it's made from corn, but it's highly, highly concentrated, super concentrated. What else do you know that starts off natural and harmless, and when it's made highly concentrated becomes highly addictive? You ever heard of the coca plant, where they take the coca plant and then they highly concentrate it and it turns to what? It turns to cocaine. So that's essentially the same process that they use for high fructose corn syrup. Why would food companies use high fructose corn syrup? It's really, really sweet. So this plays into, imagine having the high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners in a lot of these diet salad dressings. High fructose corn syrup is really, really sweet. It's highly addictive. So a food company would want something that you're going to have a sugar craving and have high addiction to. And it improves for products. Ketchup, Heinz ketchup is a great example. It improves the shelf life. So all those salad dressings and all those condiments sitting there in the aisle that aren't being refrigerated, how do you think they have a shelf life? High fructose corn syrup. It's a grand slam for food, for big food. Okay, here's the problem with your health with high fructose corn syrup. How many of you have had a hard time losing weight? You're doing all the things and you're not able to lose the weight. And you're doing the diet salad dressings and the artificial sweeteners and all the things. But here's where high fructose corn syrup is a real problem. Back to the hormones. You have a hormone called leptin that's made in your gut. When you're full, leptin sends a message to your brain saying, Angie, Hillary, we're full. I'm all full. I'm good. I don't need any more food. It sends the message so your brain knows, stop eating. High fructose corn syrup turns off leptin production. Think about that. If you're consuming something every day that has high fructose corn syrup and it's slowly turning off your leptin production, who's telling your brain you're full? So what do? You overeat. You don't feel satiated. You continue to eat and want to seek out food. So that is the problem. And high fructose corn syrup is in so many diet products. So here is, so here's a list of things that high fructose corn syrup is in. Diet salad dressings, ketchup, lots of condiments and jellies, granola and nutrition bars, nut butters, canned soups and canned fruits. Remember, because it preserves the shelf life. Pretty much all fast food, flavored yogurts, fruit drinks, so fruit punch, all those fruit drinks that sit on the shelf that don't need to be refrigerated, sodas, a lot of breads, and crackers. Those are just to name a few. The best thing, just turn the label over. If it says high fructose corn syrup, put it back. Okay, beyond it turning off the leptin production, now here's the good thing. If you stop today consuming anything with high fructose corn syrup, your leptin production will slowly, because the body wants to heal, will slowly start regenerating itself and coming back. So that's a great thing. You can fix that. It takes time, but you got to stop with the high fructose corn syrup. What else does high fructose corn syrup do? It causes inflammation. You know that for a lot of us that are really overweight, about 40% of our weight overage is inflammation. Inflammation of our organs and of our internal system. So reducing the inflammation and improving your microbiome in your gut, just that alone is going to make a big difference. Beyond just reducing your cravings and all the other things, getting your body and your leptin and all your different hormones working the way, your insulin working the way it should be. But reducing high fructose corn syrup, because it causes inflammation, which causes diabetes and can also lead to cancer. So go through the pantry, If you don't want to throw what you have away, use up what you have and then replace it with something that doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup. Okay, last thing. Here we go. And I don't want you to think, oh my God, what's left to eat? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to tell you what to eat. Okay, the last thing is seed oils. So seed oils is kind of like the high fructose corn syrup where it's like, hey, it's from corn. It is, but it's been so overly processed. It's like ultra processed, massive inflammatory causer. Is that a word? It is today. It is right now. Okay, so what are seed oils? So there's 8 that are the most known. And you can just Google seed oils to avoid if you want to have a quick list. But here we go. Canola or rapeseed oil, corn, soybean, safflower, peanut, sesame, sunflower, and cottonseed. Those are the ones you want to avoid on the back. And those are in a lot of health food products as well. So where are they hidden in? This is where you'll find a lot of seed oils. Anything fried, salad dressings, packaged food, pasta sauces, peanut butters, roasted nuts, protein bars, chips, cookies. If you go out to a restaurant, pretty much everything is made from a seed oil. It's so important that you read the labels and make sure they don't have those 8 seed oils in the products. They're really cheap for big food companies, prolongs the shelf life, and it just is really harming our food supply. These are also things in other countries that are not allowed. So, not making this political, but Robert Kennedy Jr., this is one of the many things that he wants to do, is to make us like other countries where we're not allowing our food companies to put these poisons in our food and instead replace it with better ingredients that are better for our health. So why are seed oils so bad? They're ultra processed. They have trans fats. They're hydrogenated. They use them because they're super cheap and they can sustain high temperatures. So what do seed oils do to your body besides causing a lot of inflammation? They cause insulin resistance, which can lead to stroke, obesity, arthritis. So anything with itis is inflammation. So arthritis is inflammation of your joints. So inflammation, arthritis, premature aging, and cell damage. So getting rid of all of those seed oils out of your labels, just those 5 things, guys, will make a world of difference. If you cut those out for 1 month, I promise you will see such a difference. Then, if you also eliminate a lot of the toxins in your products that you're using, like we were talking about with Hue and Grace, that also cause inflammation and disrupt our hormones, you're going to feel amazing. I promise. It's not so much that you need more medications or to do more things. It's that you need to eliminate a lot of the things that you're exposing your body to and start detoxing. So here we go. This is what you want to really nurture and take care of with your body. You want to nurture your hormones. Don't limit your exposure to products that disrupt your hormones, from food products to face products to the products we use around the house. Gut health, nurture your gut health. Don't eliminate and reduce things that really just disrupt your microbiome, because that also affects your serotonin and your dopamine and your activity level and your immunity, all of that stuff, your digestion. So really nurturing your gut health with a great probiotic. Our Hydrate Detox has the DE111. You heard Danielle talk about it the other day. It is the only clinically studied dry probiotic to surpass the stomach acid. So a lot of these food companies, another trick they'll do is they'll put a cheap probiotic, because they're not all created equal. They'll put a cheap probiotic in there, say it includes probiotics. You're like, cool, I'm buying yogurt with a probiotic. It dies in the stomach acid, never even makes it to the small intestine. And you're throwing your money away and not even getting the benefits. So the Hydrate Detox has the only clinically tested one that surpasses the stomach acid. Okay, the next thing, reducing inflammation in your body and getting that inflammation down. So many of these products increase inflammation, and increased inflammation has people with the red faces, the arthritis, the aches, the pains, the swelling, all of that. Chronic inflammation is really, really hard on our body and our cells. And it really improving your immune system. That also goes back to your gut health, but detoxing your liver. Your liver is like that filter that takes all this stuff that you're putting into it. And if it's chemically made in a lab, trying to figure out, what is this? What am I supposed to do with it? And it gunks up your liver, which then goes into your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system takes all of that and distributes it to the rest of your body. All of that garbage. So detoxing every day is so, so important. Just lightly detoxing every single day. Okay, what oils can you use? Avocado oil if you're cooking with really high heat. Extra virgin olive oil if you're cooking with low heat. Coconut oil. Read the labels. A lot of these supplements, I see all these companies and they're like, oh, we're all natural, we're this, we're that. I'm not going to name them here, but the minute I look at the labels and it's got any of these ingredients, I'm like, that's not a healthy product. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. The only way to truly know is to have, does that company do third-party testing? If they've got nothing to hide, they should hide nothing. Do the third-party testing and show us that it's truly what it is, which Hue and Grace products all do. Okay, so just making sure it doesn't have it. So what do you eat? The simplest way to put it, and I heard this the other day and I loved it, eat things that have a mother or grow from the ground. It's that simple. Did it have a mother and did it grow from the ground? How many colors did you eat today? Think about that. How many colors did I eat today that were natural colors, not the artificial ones? As fresh as possible. So we've posted tons and tons of recipes in here. All of those are designed to reduce inflammation and to help your body heal. So use those recipes as inspiration. And when you buy ingredients to make those recipes, make sure they're none of those chemically labbed ingredients. So I hope those 5 things were helpful to you, inspire you and empower you that, maybe you can do this. I can get healthier. And it's not that I'm broken. It's just that our food system's kind of designed to break us and to make it harder on us. But now you're smarter, you're wiser, you know what to shop for, and you know where to buy things, and you know what to make. So you and your family going forward for the rest of this year and going into 2025 can have so much health and wellness that you can enjoy each other for many, many years. So I'm done. Thank you for being here as long as you have. If you're watching the replay, share below what some of the aha moments you had. I'd love to read them, and y'all have a fantastic day.